Good evening, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight. My name is Emily Petroff, and I'm super excited for all of us to be here tonight to kind of just, share some real stories from real people who, decided to make optimal health a huge priority in their life and to pay it forward a little bit. And so I'm excited to be able to introduce to you some of the people that we have on the call tonight. But first, I'm going to start by introducing myself a little bit. As I said, I'm Emily Petroff, and as you can see, before Take Shape, I was over 300 pounds. I really struggled with both the mental and the physical piece. I had tried everything out there on the market that you could try. I was probably the typical yo-yo dieter. There was just so many things about my life that I was unhappy with. I don't think I did a very good job, being the mom and the wife that I knew I could be. And I know that a lot of that was wrapped up into my weight. And so when I came to Take Shape, one of the things that I found that I really liked was that it was a tool that helped me be able to create great habits. And because I didn't have great habits before I came to Take Shape, I had lost a little bit of weight on my own before I came to Take Shape, but it really was something that the coaching support was huge for me. It was something that was super easy, and it worked. And so when I worked with my coach on a weekly basis, it was something that really I looked forward to every single week. I looked forward to having that person that was there to hold me accountable, that was really, walking that walk with me. And then when I decided to become a coach, it was one of the best choices that I probably could have made, not only for me personally and what has kept me connected and grounded in my own journey, but also then to be able to give back, and as we call it here at Take Shape, to pay it forward to other people. So I want to share a little bit about my why and kind of who my family is. So actually, I'll just sort of talk a little bit about the pictures that you're seeing on the screen right now. So the before picture is the one where I think actually that's not even a picture of me at my heaviest. That was just a picture when I finally was like, okay, I'll let somebody take a picture of me. And then my after is still a work in progress. I still have about 25 pounds to go to get to my goal, but this was just a few weeks ago. And so I'm very excited to be not quite 20 pounds away from where I want to be, and where I just really feel good. And I have kind of that confidence that we all want when we rock in our skinny jeans and kind of just feeling really good. So, this is my family. A couple of pictures of my kiddos. They're very active. They love to play sports and football, basketball. They're BMX riders. My sister, who I'm very close to, is somebody that has also been blessed by Take Shape and just the benefits that it brings to just to your whole entire life, not just the weight loss piece, but just, we really focus on, and we're going to talk about this a little later on tonight, but we really focus on the healthy body, the healthy mind, and healthy finances, and what that could look like and how that can impact your life. So like I was saying, I'm a busy mom of 3 kiddos who are just always challenging me, and I didn't always have the energy that I wanted to have. There was a time when I was the picture that you saw before, where I would come home from work and I was just really, really tired. And I would just plop in front of the TV and I would watch TV for several hours, because that was all, just kind of numb out. That was all I could muster up energy for, was just to kind of sit there and numb out. So I feel like now, and what I have to look forward to in the future is totally different experience, because when I come home, I'm not tired. I have energy to be able to do things with them, not only just working on homework, but to be able to be out in the backyard and playing, or to go to a game. There's more. I'm getting more out of my life now than I ever did before at that weight, for so many reasons, not just the weight, but I have the confidence to be able to, I want to be out. I don't want to be a hermit and sit just at my house and not be participating in things. But I want to be able to go out. I want to travel. I want to do things with my kiddos and with my friends. Whereas before, I really spent a lot of time isolating myself from the outside world because I didn't feel good about me. I didn't have that internal confidence. So That's kind of a little bit about me and my craziness and the things that Take Shape has really done for me and has given to me on so many levels. And we're going to talk about that a little bit more in detail. Kind of want to talk to you a little bit about who's on the call tonight. So you can probably see their beautiful faces. Ladies, if you just want to give a quick wave when I introduce you, and then as we kind of go into it, we have Miss Tanya Ferber. We have Miss Kelly Elletson, and these two ladies are super close to my heart, and I'm super excited to hear from them as we kind of navigate through this. So, what are you going to hear tonight? You're going to hear stories of optimal health and transformations. These women have transformed their life in a number of different ways, and so they're going to be not only transparent with you, but just be able to share a little piece of their journey and their story with you, and hopefully you're inspired by them. I know I am. So we're going to start with you, Miss Kelly. You want to go first and just share a little bit about your story. You need to unmute, my dear.
I knew I was going to mess that up. Anyways, I just want to say thank you for inviting me to be on this call tonight. As you know, I had a little dream about it last night where I rambled on, and so I will try to keep it short and to the point. So for those people who may know me from 10 years ago or 15 years ago, know that I was all about the fitness aspect of everything. I worked as a trainer in a gym, taught group fitness, was teaching 15 classes a week, training up to 30 clients a week, and was super, super busy, always in the gym, and never, ever, ever thought about what I ate or what I drank because my life was working out. And flash forward to May of 2009. I was getting dressed for work one day and had a complete just failure in my back. I fell to the ground. And for the next 3 years, I struggled to walk. I limped every day. I was on pain meds. And really, like, that active part of me just did not happen anymore. I mean, it was a struggle for me. Sorry for those of you who don't know me, to put on my own underwear every day. So going to the gym and riding a spin bike or running on a trail just was not happening. And over the course of 4 years I put on about 60 or 70 pounds, which for me was super hard. I was never I've never been that teeny tiny stick figure girl, but I've always been that girl that thought I was pretty fit. So to go from a size 6 pants to a size 18 was super demotivating for me in many ways outside of the gym. But friends would call and want to go to dinner, and I'd have plans or people would randomly stop by my house, and I would hide because I didn't want to have an active role in my own life, which was really sad. So I had another injury about 2 years ago, another knee injury. I had lost some of that weight I gained with my back injury, and then had a knee injury, gained those 20 pounds that I'd lost back. And so about a year ago, I decided that some things in my life needed to change, but I wasn't really sure what they were. And about that time, I started hearing and seeing on Facebook this Take Shape for Life, and I kind of paid attention to it, and I was like, I don't need that. I have a degree in exercise science. I took 8,000 classes and credits in school for nutrition. I got this. And but what happened is I didn't have it. It just was not happening for me. And so I finally reached out after about 10 months of hearing about this Take Shape for Life, and I said, you know what, I'm willing to try anything because what I've tried just has not worked for me. And I can tell you that for those of you who know me, the results that I saw quickly and were amazing. I started going out again. I started asking people if they wanted to go out instead of waiting and hiding in my house. I was like, hey, let's go do stuff. I was just excited to be an active participant in my own life again. And I don't know, that's kind of how Take Shape has affected me. And I'm super thankful that I found it. And I have to tell you now, I'm facing a hip injury because I apparently just trade one injury for the next. And at first I had this huge freak out moment because back injury, gained 60 pounds, lost 20 pounds, knee injury, gained 20 pounds, held on to it for about a year and a half. And now I have this hip injury, and I fretted for a couple weeks, and I was like, you know what? I've got this program that I know that works. I'm going to make it through this injury, and I'm going to get back. I'm not going to gain any weight, and I'm going to be back out killing it just like I wanted to at my next Spartan race. Currently, I do some work teaching group fitness again. I'm only teaching about 4 classes a week, but I do have quite a few of my participants that are now starting to ask me about it because they've seen my transformation over the past year. And I'm excited to see what we can do with their fitness goals when we bring in that solid nutrition plan with them.
Awesome. Thank you so much, Kelly. I love hearing you talk about that. It's so inspiring. I also had a back injury, and I understand, like I ended up having back surgery. And so I understand how that immobility, when you don't have your nutrition on point, that immobility just really, really makes a huge difference. And you can't, it damages you, right? From the inside. So, that's awesome. Thank you so much for sharing. I appreciate you being here.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to move on and give you guys a little bit of information kind of about this amazing program and, kind of what all of us are talking about. So, what about you? What brought you here today, right? What are the reasons? What did someone say to you that made you want to hear more about Take Shape for Life? Or, why did they invite you here? And so, I think there's lots of reasons that we come, and as you kind of heard Kelly's reason is a little different than my reason. But, whatever your reason is, listen with an open heart and an open mind tonight, and feel free to ask questions. If you're here and you have questions, be happy to be able to share answers or anything with you that, you might be struggling with. So we're going to kind of move on to the next thing here. So, whoops, sorry. Sorry. Okay, there we go. So why, how, and what? So you kind of heard a little bit about, what the why is for me, what Kelly's why is. So, we like to tell you a little bit about Take Shape, and Take Shape has been a leader in safe, effective weight loss for over 30 years. They're a brand that's been recommended by over 20,000 doctors since 1980. They have proven safe and effective in clinical studies conducted by researchers from major university teaching hospitals. They are an American company that owns its own R&D, manufacturing, and warehousing, and they're stock of the decade on Russell 3000. So, there's a couple of really solid pieces for us to know. Like, the company that we belong to has some amazing things going for it. So next we're going to talk a little bit about the health program that includes weight loss, right? This is not a weight loss program that includes health. It's the other way around. So preparing you for your journey is the first step. And this is something that was really near and dear to my heart because I can remember all of the programs and all the plans that I went on. It was like as soon as you got to the goal weight, they kissed you and sent you off back out into the world to do whatever it was that you were going to do. Most of the time it was going back to the habits that you had developed before you came there so that you could gain the weight back in, 2 years or so. Isn't that the statistic? If 85% of people will gain their weight back and then some inside of 2 years if they don't have behavioral support. So the great thing about Take Shape for me personally and my clients now is that you're reaching your healthy weight is like the first step, right? Or second step. So if you can see kind of on the slide, we're preparing you for that journey. Then you're going to reach your healthy weight. Then we're going to take you kind of into the next phase, which is transitioning you into eating healthy. You're going to learn throughout this process the different habits of health. So we're not just going to work on the eating portion. We're going to talk about water. We're going to talk about sleep. We're going to talk about movement. We're going to talk about all kinds of the healthy habits that you need to really not only just lose the weight, but then maintain it for years and years to come so that you're not that yo-yo dieter like me. So you're going to learn the habits of health. You're going to learn optimizing for your specific age and then, really living that healthy lifestyle and choosing optimal health. So just a little bit about the program and why I like it so much. It's kind of like the plan where most diets leave off, right? So what is it? Okay, so our 5-in-1 plan is probably the most common plan that people come to us for. It's the favorite plan that most people are on for weight loss. But there are people that also come to us that don't need to lose weight. They're already at their optimal weight. And so they will go on not our 5 and 1 plan, but they'll go on our 3 and 3 plan. So the great thing about Take Shape is that it really meets you where you are in your specific goals for your health, for your life. So it's not just always about weight loss. People come to us just to take their health to the next level. But always we teach people how to eat every 2 to 3 hours, right? So you've probably heard that eating 6 meals a day, eating 6 small meals a day is something that's really wonderful for creating long-term health, and just, it's a healthy habit to get in. That's something that we really work on. And then knowing that the program is clinically proven, right? That's a huge part. It's been studied and researched, and, it was something that years and years ago was used to help diabetics. And so now we have this great tool that's available to us to help get America healthy. The kind of results that you can expect is to lose up to 2 to 5 pounds per week, your first 2 weeks, and then 1 to 2 pounds a week thereafter. So it's super simple. You just choose on the 5 and 1, you choose 5 of our meal replacements, and then you do 1 lean and green. We're going to talk a little bit about that too. So, and then we can't forget the water. Some of my clients actually call me a water Nazi, and that is true because the water piece is something that's super important for us. So we combine those, the 5 and 1 or the 3 and 3, whatever plan you're on, right? And then we combine the habits of health that I kind of talked about before, and then your health coach. You get a free health coach. That health coach is the person that's going to walk this journey with you the entire time. So those are kind of the 3 components that you need to be successful on this journey. Whoops. Sorry, wrong way. We have now over 100 different meal options for you to choose from. So you're not going to get bored. It's not going to get stale. You're not going to be eating the same old thing all the time, which is super, something that I look forward to, and something that my clients really look forward to too. So when we pay it forward, people trust real people. So this is just a little example. This is Jess, and I absolutely love Jess. And Jess decided to go on plan, and you can see her amazing results, and I've listened to Jess tell her story, and it's so wonderful because she wasn't somebody who had, like me, who had a lot of weight to lose. At where I'm at now, I'm a little over 120 pounds, or right about 120 pounds lost. And Jess didn't have that, right? Jess came just looking to kind of take her health to the next level. She looks fantastic. I could never rock a bikini like that. But it's just such an amazing. And then Jess said, gosh, this plan works so well for me. I want to pay it forward. And she paid it forward to Lacey and her husband. And then they had amazing results. And then they paid it forward to Amber, and look at Amber's amazing results. And then Amber paid it forward to Amber. Actually, this doesn't even do justice to how Amber has paid it forward in our local community here, but this is Amber's aunt, and they paid it forward then to their kiddos. And I mean, it just is this ripple effect, right? It's just something that really has made an amazing difference in the lives of so many people. So we're going to talk a little bit about why, right? Why pay it forward? And when we talk about paying it forward, we're talking about becoming a coach, right? So for me, I was on the plan before I became a coach. But the reason that I decided to become a coach, and I think the reason that probably Kelly and Tanya decided to become a coach, and they can talk a little bit about this too, but it really reinforces my decision to stay healthy. There's this amazing community of people. So I never feel like I'm alone. On those days when you feel like, I don't have anybody maybe in my environment like right here next to me, but I always can find somebody. I can pick up the phone. There's people locally that I can meet with. There is an online community. So there's always somebody there for me that's going through the same stuff that I'm going through or has walked it already that can support me. I love being a coach because I get to hear success stories all the time, right? I get to hear about my client who just today, in fact, one of my clients said, I'm under 300 pounds for the first time, and I can't even tell you the last time that I remember weighing this. And that to me, and they're going on a vacation to, I think it's Mexico, and he gets to zip line. Like, that was one of his major things, was he wasn't, they travel quite a bit, and he felt like he was missing out on life. He was missing out on the things that he really wanted to do with his wife and with his family because of his weight. And so now he's super excited because he can zip line, and we're just going to keep going with that. So it's really, really rewarding to be a part of having an impact on somebody's life and having an impact on their family and the way that they live every single day. You can do coaching part-time or full-time. It kind of is up to you. Again, the plan meets people where they are with whatever goals you have, and so does the business, right? The business side, you can do at whatever level you want to do it at. So it kind of is just, again, that ripple effect that we've got going on. So now we're going to hear a little bit from Miss Tanya Ferber. Miss Tanya, would you tell a little bit about your story, please, my dear?
Absolutely. Thank you so much for inviting me. I'm so excited to share my story tonight. So I started Take Shape for Life in June of this past year. And I'll tell you a little bit how I ended up getting on the program. Of course, the weight acquired over a period of time. But back as a child, I grew up in a household that didn't promote those healthy habits. And so after school snacks for me were Cheetos and Kit Kats. And I was able to eat those kinds of foods probably well into my early 20s without consequences. But then I hit my 20s, I got married, I had 2 beautiful babies. I bounced back from the first child pretty well. Second one, I started to retain that weight and it was not coming off. But I was a busy mom, and so I just kind of went with it. And of course, like a lot of moms too, then as my children got older, I ended up with the clean their plate phenomenon. So if my children didn't eat everything, I would finish it for them. And that, of course, was not a healthy habit. So I just started acquiring that weight and getting to the point where I felt like going for a bike ride with my children was a difficult task. I would get winded. I started climbing up the stairs at work, and I was carrying this extra weight, and again, winded. And I'm 37 years old, so that should not be happening at this age. So a couple of years ago, I decided at that point it was time to do something. So I tried another plan, and I was able to take off about 17 pounds, which I was happy with. That wasn't all that I needed to take off. And before I had finished reaching my goal weight, some life events happened. I had a dad that became terminally ill, and I went back to that unhealthy habit of emotional eating, and I put all the weight back on. And so that was extremely demotivating for me, and it took me a little while to recommit. And so I was watching people around me losing weight, and although I was happy for them, I was jealous at the same time, and I just wasn't quite ready. And then June of this past year, I decided this was the time. I needed to do something for me. I needed to gain my self-confidence back. I needed to be healthy. I needed to be healthy for me, for my kids, for my family. I wanted to teach them healthy habits. Like I said, growing up, I ate Kit Kats and Cheetos, and I wanted to make sure my children understood the healthy habits of eating that they needed to have, so that they didn't face the same challenges that I did when they got older, and it wasn't as easy and it wasn't as forgiving. So I found the Take Shape for Life program, and I'm a very kind of analytical person, so I did study it. And I knew that I needed a program. For me, I'm somebody who's very driven by results. So I needed something where I could see results. And all the stories I was reading, I was finding people that had, really substantial results in a fairly short period of time. So that excited me. And of course, that's exactly what I found. I got on program, and the weight started coming off, and that was so motivating for me, and I felt so good. But I also knew that I needed a plan that was going to be long-term successful for me. And so I was excited when I was reading stories and reading about the program online that there were people that were well into a couple of years out of the program, and they were still maintaining that weight loss. So that was super exciting for me. The other thing that I wanted was a community of support. So having that coach that checks in with me every week, having an environment of people where I can share my successes with, my challenges, ask questions, trade recipes, that was super, super helpful. And so now, most recently, I just have been so thrilled with the results. And I know I have so many family and friends around me that struggle with the same challenges. And I want to pay it forward to them, as Emily talked about. So I decided to take the opportunity to become a health coach, so that I could share my journey with others and everything that I've learned and pay it forward to those around me so that they can have the same optimal health results that I have.
Yay. Thank you so much, Tanya. And did you already mention that you're a nurse?
Oh, I am a nurse. Yes, I am. So this actually fits really, really well into what my passion is. I have a passion for people, helping people. I actually have a couple of clients right now that are diabetic. So it's so rewarding for me to be able to help people that have special dietary needs and who medically really need to focus on keeping their blood sugar stable, having those frequent meals throughout the day, and getting to a healthy weight so that they can maintain and sustain long term.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you so much for sharing your story. I had the same exact experience. I love that phrase, the clean your plate phenomenon. Boy, I tell you what, that was just ingrained in me too. So I totally can identify with that. Thank you so much for sharing your story, my dear.
Thank you.
Okay, so we're going to talk a little bit about living life on purpose at Take Shape with all of us coaches and with my mentors. We're always talking about kind of finding that sweet spot and really being on purpose. And so if you kind of take a look at this, I love this visual because, you find the different things that you love, you find the different things that the world needs, you find, that you're paid well for it, you find that you're great at it. And, inside of there's this profession, there's passion, there's mission, there's vocation. And right inside there is being on purpose. And for many of us, that's coaching, right? For me, not only am I a health coach with Take Shape for Life, but I also own my own life coaching, business coaching practice. And that piece was on purpose for me, but it was almost like I was missing that third leg of the stool. So I was a little bit wobbly. So when I added health to this piece, to the rest of my life and to the rest of my business, it really balanced things out even more than I already thought that I had balanced them out. So I would ask you, what does living on purpose look like for you, right? And are you doing that? And is there a way that we can support you in being more on purpose with the things that you really want to create? So we're going to talk just a little bit for a moment about what being a coach looks like. And some people get started to coach just simply to help 5 people, right? To support a few people in their life, to get healthy. They want to pay it forward and share the benefits of what it gave to them. And so, coaches with 5 or more clients get a title of senior coach. And that just means that they need to have 5 clients that they're supporting, and they earn roughly about $332 a month or more. And so that's about $4,000 a year. And, the amount of time that it takes to support 5 clients, gosh, you guys, it really, for me personally, and for many of my coaches and my clients, it really is less than an hour a week. I mean, it's like no time at all that you're spending to earn a pretty significant compensation for that. Of all coaches with 5 or more active clients, 57% of those are averaging about $644 or more a month, or $7,700 a year. 40% of them are averaging about $1,000 or more a month, and that's about $12,000 a year. 31% are averaging about $1,425 or $17,000 a year. 26% are averaging about $2,770 or more per month, and that's $33,000 a year. You guys, this is all part-time stuff that we're talking about here, right? We're compensated very well for being able to support people on their goal and helping them on their journey and helping them reach their goal. So if this is something that sounds attractive to you, I mean, I wasn't someone who really wanted to be, $33,000 a year is, for some people, their 40-hour 50-hour work week, right? So thinking about what that looks like for you and how this might be a good fit, not only from the perspective of, oh my gosh, I really could benefit from this on the health side, but what about healthy finances, right? And we talked a little bit about the healthy mind too. We really work with people on, achieving that on all levels: healthy mind, healthy body, healthy finances, and having the confidence that goes along with all of those things. So does anybody have questions for anyone that we have here? If you have questions, please feel free to ask those questions. If you, the person that invited you here today will absolutely reach out to you, and you guys can visit a little bit about any specific questions that you might have for yourself, gosh, there's so many different things that people bring to the table. But before we kind of close, ladies, is there anything that I forgot that we should, talk about still? I'll unmute you girls here so that you can, or unmute yourselves so that I can hear you and you can talk.
I just, for me, I was always that girl that I'm going to do it on my own, and you touched on this already about the community. And when I heard that there was a health coach that came with us, I was like, I don't need that. That's what I did for a living for 10 years. That's me. That's what I'll do. I'll be my own health coach. And I can tell you from the very first week, the very first day before I actually got started, that aspect was a pleasant surprise in my world, because on those moments when I was like, everyone else is eating ice cream and what's it really going to hurt? That happened to be the moment that someone was like, hey, how's your day going? And I was like, how did she know? How did she know that I was thinking about ice cream at this moment? So it is a super important part of the program. And I'm just super thankful for something that I didn't think that I needed, and that was provided to me, for just out of love from my health coach.
How about you, Miss Tanya? Anything that you want to add, my dear?
I do. One of the things that I forgot to mention before that really appealed to me about this program too is I travel quite a bit for work. And so it's super, super easy for me to stay on plan and take with me my 5-in-1 and be compliant in the evenings with my Lean and Green meal. So for anyone who has that active lifestyle, whether it's travel or you're running to and from activities with kids, sports, whatnot, it's super easy to stay on plan.
I have to second that. And I think especially from the I'm always at a game or something, and that concession stand is just like, it's easy when you don't have something available to you to just go and make a choice that's bloated with carbs, right? So I love that, having a bar or a shake that's available to me, something that I know I'm getting healthy, balanced nutrition, and I'm spending less money than I would if I went to the concession stand, and I'm putting good nutrition, good balanced nutrition in my body. So yeah, amen, sister.
Yeah, I'll third that. My niece and nephew know to look in my purse when they want a snack.
For sure. Well, I think that we kind of did a good job of giving an overview tonight. Thank you, ladies, so much for sharing your stories and just giving us a little bit of your time. And thank you, everybody, for being here. And we look forward to seeing you in our community, hopefully soon. So reach out to the person that invited you here tonight and connect with them, and let's get you going. So thanks so much, ladies. Have a great evening.